Welcome everybody to the Onward VR Master League Season 12 Week 1 matchup. Friday night fights live here. I am your soul caster, NightFiree with 2 E's. There's my name. Oh, nope. And I am here to deliver you a fresh matchup. LatinForce and SirenSnails. LatinForce, I believe created Season 11. SirenSnails rebranded from Spectres mostly. I think they have a few additions that were not on the Spectres roster. The Beer Lord, for example, is fresh to this season, I believe. Mystery also fresh to this season. And so it'll be interesting to see what both of these teams are bringing to the VRML in Season 12. I really want to see what kind of style LatinForce are going to throw at SirenSnails and what sort of back and forth we get. We can kind of get an estimate of the action and how it's going to unfold. Look at that handsome guy. If we take a look at the bans, which we do have sorted, coming in from the home team, we have the Snow Peak ban. And coming in from the away squad, we have the Abandoned ban. So that leaves us with a lot of custom maps available, like Shipyard, Sand, USS Quest, all still available for choice. And so it'll be, again, I'm curious to see if we do tend to lean more on those custom maps, or if we're going to get some of that downfall, some of that DPI map that we know and love. First map of the day, if you hear the horn honking, is going to be the Shipyard. The Shipyard horn really not being too obscure in the background there. It's a good indicator of where we're headed. And so we are going to kick it off on a custom map. LatinForce starting on offense, SirenSnails on defense. This is LatinForce's map pick. So that's why they will be starting there. If you're unfamiliar with the format, LatinForce is the home team. They get to ban the first map, SirenSnails ban the second map, and then LatinForce as home team get to pick the first map. SirenSnails then choose side. They have chosen to be starting on Volk, which is the common choice when teams are given that. And so it'll be interesting to see what kind of, again, battle we get with 2 squads that I have not watched, but have developed a full season. Season 12, a fresh start for both of these squads, and so they do want to get the W. A lot of fun facts that I've learned about them too, but I'll have to save those for in between rounds as we dive into the action of round number 1 on map 1 between LatinForce and SirenSnails. Curious to see what this defensive spread looks like. It is a bit of an aggressive push-up from Cammy. Be this far, and shots are coming in there. Mick taking some shots long range, trying to thread the needle. Speaking of, Cammy threads the needle. Geez, that is a tight shot. I think, yes, through the crack. In between the stairs as well. Doing a good job of guarding the entryway to the ship. First kill comes through for SirenSnails. In the meantime, OKM tucked in under the truck. Valdy going top floor. That's a great angle down into the backside of objective, but nobody is here. Maybe could spot Cammy rotating around up top, but they want to overexpose themselves here, utilizing the AC vent for cover. I'm thinking about it. I feel like this AC vent has gotten bigger since last season. The maps were updated by the content creators between seasons 11 and 12, and so yeah, I'm wrong, but I feel like that is larger than it was. Chat can correct me, of course. What do I know? But it's a very conservative push, and they're just looking for any sort of picks, trying to hunt down this defense that is nicely tucked in. Mystery right behind there, and that Cammy, the only one exposed. Mystery does pop out, catches one up on the roof. Does suspect there to be another, and if they do peek, could be a risk. LatinForce down to 3. SirenSnails lose their ship coverage, though. And it is a weak side that is not going to necessarily be exposed unless we pop on over to place, who is potentially rotating over to that shipyard side. Ship side. KM finds one underneath the truck, trying to rotate down from the stairs. Place almost catches Mystery on a peek. Oh, wow, and FJ is going to potentially keep that same angle. Place takes shots, can't find that. Mystery finds the connection. A good pickup by there. Now FJ all alone, and he is hunting for the ankles. They push forward here. Mystery crosses out undetected. FJ does hear something to their left, but continue to push here. Okay, I'm still on the floor. FJ should see that. They don't take the shots. They think it's maybe part of the tire? Oh my goodness. FJ had an angle there, had the route potentially for the comeback. But geez, that camouflage, hard to identify underneath there. SirenSnails lock in a solid round 1. They're off to an exciting start, to say the least. Let me get the predictions out. I think I'm on time with it, technically. Everybody loves a good prediction. Should be closed by now, though, so if you missed it, you missed it. But it's out there. We'll see what the audience favors. I put it up right as we started the map, so curious to see. But either way, a kickoff to round 1 and a solid defensive hold there from SirenSnails, not exposing any of their defensive positioning, just staying tucked in, really waiting for LatinForce to push to them. And when the time came, we did see some kills come through and even some earlier picks, so curious to see how SirenSnails opts to attack. Again, both teams pretty fresh to the league. I do wonder if LatinForce are carrying any players new to this season. Not 100%, but I do know that SirenSnails, like I said, have had that full season of development last season as a team, and so they've had time to hash out strategies. They are getting a quick spawn on this ship, so they may be able to pick up a couple of early picks. Mystery going to be looking for one right out the gate as they come very quickly here forward. And it almost seems like LatinForce is ready for this fast spawn. They're not overextending. He just keeps pushing forward, though, and it's going to be all about entering through this gateway. Carlos pushing just a touch forward and does hear these footsteps from Mystery and slows down. If Mystery catches the elbow here of Carlos, I don't think they see them. Try and take the shots. Carlos finds one. Still two more on the ship, ready to attack. Ooh, and that flash thing intended to go over the rail, but bounces off. You're just a thin wall away from each other here. Take a look at the overhead. The rest of the offense tucked back on that rooftop. Obviously have to keep our attention here, but also are going to want to see if we have any exchanging of fire here soon enough. Carlos's angle. Also very important. Ooh, and Nelson's going to take the corner, catches the trade there. Not a bad 1-for-1. Allows OKM to now get a little bit more control. Still no battle on the roof.
Finish shot.
There's some rotation here from OKM, and if he crosses here, gotta be ready for this tight angle that Mick is going to be holding. Very least sprint across it so that you can get past before they can even have the chance to shoot. There's the cross. Mick misses that cross and then has to drop off that line. Oh, and they do here and see him. And oh my goodness, OKM comes flying off the ramp up over the corner of the wall. Didn't even know that was possible. Catches one out. Now they have a bit of control over the backside. Still place Placencia there. Tucked in tight on the corner. Still waiting. Could catch two here if they're fortunate. Allegory goes down. They get the double. A big double kill that shuts down SirenSnails, and now Cammy's all alone in a 1v3 with 2 minutes left. Ooh, I like the nade play here. I don't know if it's going to go to the right location, though. This corner there is the choice. Places position, really a just incredibly late angle hold here. Only way you can get rid of them is a well-placed nade or a quick corner peek. Cammy's trying to do some detective work. Figure out where the heck the place is. Oh, and they are going to go for the push. Cammy does not check the back corner. Another kill from that tucked in spot. And, well, the SirenSnails didn't know about that position. They certainly do now as 3 go down to it. And LatinForce lock in another, well, a round for themselves and a good defensive round. Another good one coming through there. Both squads holding well around objective. And as we do change objectives every 2 rounds, this next one I think should be a little bit more interesting. There's a little bit more forward commitment required to properly defend against a potential cap on this objective. And so you're not necessarily going to see the teams be even able to tuck back on that back line and defend. But either way, a great start to the series. Tied up 1 apiece, just how you like to see it. Always love to see a good bit of back and forth, especially on the first week. And well, it's still anyone's game, truly. We've seen 1-1s that have resulted in 12 1s this week, so I'm not going to say how this match is going to roll out just yet. Again, this objective will be a good indicator, get an idea of if these defenses do commit to an aggressive setup or if the offenses are going to go for cap opportunities. I don't know what kind of level of coordination to expect per se, and so round number 3 will give us a better indicator, because that was just good defense coming in from both teams, holding their late angles and finding the kills. Pop into LatinForce as they kick off on offense for round number 3. Oh no! Bit of miscommunication there. It does result in a team kill, but a quick evening out of the player feed here as we're into a 4v4 now. And then the nerves getting to them, an unfortunate bit of miscommunication, not sure what, but they were not expecting to have someone pop into their line of fire. And it's a bit of an interesting rollout here from LatinForce. If they do manage to come through the center, all they're really going to run into is 1 or 2 defenders. Although I will say Siren do have a decent coverage of this objective. They got 3 that can immediately crash around the OBJ. The only risk is OKM way on the edge. SirenSnails lose the 3 on objective. That's when things are going to go bad, but it's going to take a lot of work from LatinForce to do that. And already a bit of utility getting deployed here onto OKM to force the rotation. Another update to the map here. Hole in the wall that OKM can peek through. A change from season 11 to 12. Oh, and there it is. OKM utilizing this gap perfectly. Catches 1 trying to push through. Yami drawing the attention of the place. Carlos in the meanwhile working their way up through the ship. Place has to pull Cammy's eyesight over to this rooftop so that Carlos can move forward, and typical Onward style, as soon as you drop off an angle, the enemy peeks it, so. To see what these 2 try and put together. There is 3 alive. They have 1 way in the back that was seemingly playing a little bit reserved, maybe watching for any flanks that came through. So this isn't out of reach just yet for LatinForce. Cammy is so close to peeking these angles. Not exposing themselves. Just watching the lines of sight that they need to and not overcommitting. Takes a lot of discipline to do that, and I'm impressed to see it here at this level. This could cost them a little bit of an overcommitment onto the corner. Oh, and actually gets them a kill. A good pickup there from Cammy. Snags 1. KM pushing out onto the corner. Could run into Mick, who is here on the stairs. Should be hearing this. There's the kill. 2-3 now. There's a bit of an over-aggressive play comes through. Cammy back to scanning the rooftops, and that's actually what Carlos needs. Does not need Cammy looking down the lanes here on the ship. Carlos actually may be able to work behind Cammy here. That is a big trade. Carlos cannot. They could rotate to get the res. I don't know if Cammy is dead here, but Mick should be able to communicate the information. Either way, it is a 1v2 now as Carlos has to push through past Hansen. Was basically right in their path. Get through Allegory for a most likely kill win. I don't see a cap in the cards here. Well, on board Carlos, as I do think they may be considering a res here. In the minute left, not a lot of time to work with. "57 seconds. This is a very long rotation. The map relatively small though, so this rotation should be able to come through. And I second guess that choice. It's taking a long time. They're gonna have 30 seconds to push. This stalling cannot happen. Almost lost. It seems like they've lost track of time. Here comes the res. Clock still ticking down. 22 seconds left now. They have to go. But I don't know if they're aware of the clock. I think they have lost track of the time. So as it ticks down, SirenSnails should snag their defensive round. Some of the most tense moments here are when you're in these final seconds, and not often do you see something like this occur at a master level, but it is so hard to keep track of everything that you are taking in Onward. It goes to show you just how hard Onward can be. And yeah, the rotation there just costing a little bit too much time. They had enough to push, but they had to immediately charge with that 30 seconds, and instead they looked for the picks. Couldn't find them. They round into the hand of SirenSnails. And a good hold from them. It's tough to stay disciplined like that on OBJ, so really impressive to see the discipline from SirenSnails. They're up 2-1, now staring at a potential opportunity for map points. They can punch in a cap themselves here. I've seen a lot of smokes to try and deny vision. Did see one or two come in last round, I believe. But I'd like to see more of that for the attacks. Committing to the roof and looking for picks is certainly risky. Obviously, gaining control of the roof also has its advantages, but we'll see what the spawn is, what Siren are going to opt for here. Little fun fact about Siren. They do have a mute player on the team. I think it is, I don't know if they're playing currently. Yeah, they are. Mystery is a mute player. They cannot, don't have the ability to communicate with the team other than, oh, sorry about that, through creative forms of Morse code through the radio or hand signals, and gotta hold that thought. Cut to the action as we are underway here already. An aggressive defensive rollout comes through. Already one kill, and Allegory not ready for the up top. Mystery finds one in a trade through the center, and LatinForce completely send out an aggressive attack. Nick up top also swings around to catch Mystery, and now within the first minute, Cammy cut down to the lone attacker. It is a 1v3, so not out of scope yet, but I do believe they're on on sort of the defensive now as this aggressive rollout really threw off the offense. Mick up on the roof, definitely wreaking some havoc. Yeah, Cammy doing the safe drop back all the way back to spawn, it looks like. Their plan may be to rotate back up to ship. Or get onto the roof in the back here and try and challenge whoever's on the roof. Yeah, that's the plan. Try and see if they can find Mick here. Oh, and they might just miss them. Mick now dropping off of that rooftop. They're trading spaces here as Cammy drops out of that building. Mick goes in, and 4 minutes left on the clock. Cammy has a lot of time to work with. As we do have some time to kill, a friendly reminder that we have games live this weekend. Not here, but on twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague. Also on Facebook, YouTube, and venues with some great games. And oop, Nick is spotted finally. As they go back to the roof, Cammy finds them. Communication relayed to the team, and Cammy's going to finish off the kill. And now a 1v3. Actually a 1v2 as the res available but on the roof, and I don't know if they're investing in going for that res. Yeah, they do not. End up bleeding out, and so just gonna come down to Maro and Carlos. Said they were a cap away. It's certainly still a potential threat. If Marin does not crash off of a potential kill from Cammy onto Carlos, then we're in trouble. But I do wonder what Cammy's plan of attack is going to be. Whoa. I don't know what happened to Marin there, but Onward being Onward? I have no idea, but Siren gets the quote-unquote last kill. Cammy 4 and 3. I don't know what the heck happened right there. A bug's a bug, and an unfortunate reality is that that counts. They did have an angle down onto Marlin, though, if they so chose to go for it, but still. A weird one. A good pickup from Cammy to finish it off, and well, Siren are up 3-1 here on map 1, and you know, I talked about it. Just because it's a 1-1 start doesn't mean that we couldn't be headed to a 12-1 end. But if we get rounds like this, then I'll be fine. Pretty close bit of back and forth still in these rounds. The 1v2s, the 1v1s. 1v3s even. We now get to see if LatinForce can put on an attack. We shift to a ship objective. A relatively tough one to cap, in my opinion, but plenty of spaces to make mistakes and allow for moments where a team could cap. So LatinForce not out yet. They're gonna get a slow spawn, I think, out of the two. We'll see what their attack looks like as we pop into the action round number 5 of map 1, and it's only map 1. Although it is LatinForce's pick here, so if SirenSnails can lock in this round, we move on to their map choice. Definitely puts them in a comfortable position. Okay, I'm flying around the corner. Tag's place doesn't find the kill. NightFiree comes peeking up the stairs, finds one, doesn't overcommit, and doesn't find any more. They're going to be dropping back in a bit of a hurry, or actually looking to get more aggressive. NightFiree seemingly the point person for SirenSnails. When will they be ready for Valdi? They're not going to commit to it. NightFiree just kind of floating now on the roof. Yeah, he hears the footsteps, thinks it's above him for a second, tries to get the shots through, but NightFiree connects first. The bullets of Valdi pinging off the stairs. The benefit of maneuvering around these. Closer, it's a bit easier to shoot through. Now Carlos has some information as well, should be hearing these footsteps above him. But either way, NightFiree kicks off SirenSnails' defense with a bang. It looks a lot like the LatinForce offense. Excuse me, defense that was a lot like this with a very aggressive push out. And NightFiree finds a third up on the roof. Using that radio to click the confirmations on kills, and SirenSnails strong right now as NightFiree continues to hunt on the roof. And finally, they go down as Marin scoops up the kill. I gotta wonder if maybe there's a bit of miscommunication on positioning here. Place seems to think, oh, Marin was a potential enemy, and it wasn't until Marin communicated that I think Place understood it was their teammate. We'll take fall damage there. No easy way off. As they try and drop, Cammy is going to find that completely exposed pick. Been holding that angle all around. Now Marin is alone in a 1v3. Two minutes left as we get into the 2-minute drill. See what Marin pulls out here, and the route looks a lot like this. Gonna have to come through the center, deal with Cammy, deal with Allegory, and finally Hansen, who is on objective. So the ship entrance may actually be the most challenging for Marin. I do just wonder if they can make this happen. They're actually going to go for the outside swing, and that's the smart move to make. Cammy's not watching the back end. coming through the center is going to expose themselves to Allegory, so FJ making the right maneuvering. As I say, they are not watching the backside. Cammy is going to peek out onto the corner there. And maybe that's actually going to push Martin back through the center. I don't know, but 50 seconds left. We could run into another situation where time ends up impacting them. Allegory is going to peek the corner. Doesn't spot FJ. Seems FJ second guessing that approach. This one might not be the right one either. Cammy hears it. Utility comes out. Just a bit of a smoke. FJ should have heard the comms from Cammy, but Cammy comes almost pre-firing as they hear the footsteps. A good pickup from SirenSnails. Map 1 locked in 4-1 for SirenSnails. Their debut stream on VRML, and they are certainly looking coordinated. Good communication, winning several MARSOC rounds here on Shipyard and taking LatinForce's map. Definitely a solid way to kick off the series. Map 2 takes us over to Subway. Stick to that close quarters vibe that we have in Shipyard, or at least had, and see how that works on the likes of Subway. Let me set up lobbies here. As LatinForce will be going on the defense to kick off this map. SirenSnails map choice again. The away team getting the second map pick. And I wonder if we're going to see a sub here, waiting on a fifth to connect for LatinForce. One thing some teams do is have more than 5 rostered on their team. It is almost recommended. So in the case that you maybe shift to a map that one player is not comfortable on and another is, you can substitute in that other player. It obviously takes a lot of practice and teamwork to be able to maintain your entire squad's synchronization with every player on the roster. But that's what the good teams do. They practice with everybody. They mix them into games depending on the map. And it is a thing that has become a bit more and more common, at least something I've seen through the silver to gold tier. You also do see it at the very high level, where some players have exceptional skill on certain maps, but either way, it's a good strategy to utilize and can definitely help ease tensions as well. If you bring in a fresh face to your team, it can really impact the entire momentum, the whole focus of the squad can get boosted by one player who's coming in fresh and maybe has been watching the rounds and been trying to digest what the other team has been doing so that they can bring in a different perspective. It does have a lot of value to have that sort of 6th person in the wings to be able to come in, but still waiting on the 5th from LatinForce. Hopefully it's not a technical issue. We can get back in to the action shortly. Another fun fact for everyone tuning in. Sleepy will be returning to the casting desk tomorrow at 12 p.m. PST. You're going to want to tune in to the venue showcase on twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague to not only catch a good matchup, but also see the return of a exceptional caster, long-time participant in the VRML, and somebody that I am very excited to see potentially return to the desk full-time. It'd be awesome to see them, not full-time, casting more games regularly for Season 12. I think it's in the cards, so show some support for the Slept One tomorrow. He is a great caster, and again, excited to see their return to the desk, and I will be there as well. Again, casting that matchup on twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague, but also on Facebook, YouTube, and venues. If you're not aware, we got VRML Facebook channels and a Onward VRML YouTube channel. But that's enough of me rambling. We're going to dive back into the mix for map number 2. Kickoff Subway. LatinForce on defense for a north objective. Things could get wild fast here.
Yo no pucharía.
That does seem like it's going to be the plan. Here comes the utility. Flashes going a bit too far. Moko is here on the stairs. Okay, and flies out, catches one, almost gets team killed. And heals up. Coming down the stairs. It's going to come down to these two defenders. Likes of FJ Marin, who's tucked in. The nade comes rolling through. Down they go, are confirmed. And then the likes of Blaze, who is tucked in on the corner, but shots nearly trickling through there. No rotations coming in, although Mick is trying to swing around for a flank. It's a risky play, and it is being watched. There's one shot that misses just wide on the outside. Down goes the on-objective defense. There's a cap in the wings here for SirenSnails. Okay, out. Valdy's trying to shut it down, but a super quick cap comes in, and the first one of the series comes through from SirenSnails. A 2-pointer at that puts them up in a nice comfortable position again on their map choice. The north objective, like I said, one that can get a little crazy, and Mick was going for a flank that could have paid off, but it just wasn't fast enough. They didn't stall the defense enough on this north side. Oftentimes you'll see C4 placed. I've actually seen suicide C4s where a player will wear a C4 and tuck into a corner, and once they die, the C4 is then detonated. So all kinds of interesting strategies you can do to stall or kill the enemy team pushing in on the north end. I expect SirenSnails to potentially deploy some of that, considering how heavily they push this lane. Oftentimes the team then defends the push that they tend to play. So certainly exciting to see. Oh, and I do have to give out channel points to those that were right. Also getting a little read on chat. A shout out to everyone that is tuning in. Zealous Riot, Absent Minded, Prof, Blind Dog, Westy, The Testy, Steve, James Tim, Slippy Fingers, Sniper since 93. There's some more here, but appreciate everyone that has been tuning in and hanging out today. A shout out to everyone in Twitch chat. Much appreciate all of you stopping by to catch the action. Back into it we go. Speaking of the action for round number 2, that's right, a cap just came through if you're tuning in. Up over to the defense of Siren.
Alright, no, I fixed this. Hopefully I don't step on my stuff.
Their setup's looking like they are going to commit 1 or 2 here. It seems like at least some utility as well. Flash comes out and over, and I don't know if it catches Mick, but they trade complete deaths on the corner. I wonder if LatinForce are going to continue this push. Oftentimes after kind of losing 1 or 2, that push gets paused, but that is not the case here. And a risky position here for Allegory. That nade toss, definitely one that can connect. And oh my gosh, fortunate that wasn't a frag. They are blinded though. And the C4 gets detonated a little bit too early on the stairs. And oh gosh, a little bit of friendly fire in the chaos there. Smoke is out, and it's a good smoke. Definitely denying vision on the stairwell. Hansen should be able to see just over the top. Should be hunting for toes. There's a good nade onto Allegory. And here comes the push down. Placensi goes down. Marin pushes one and then swings out for the kill. Could we see a cap back? LatinForce is here. Gets the confirm on one. Mystery's on the corner. They trade, and we are stuck now with Cammy. Could get the res, turn this back into a 2-2. LatinForce have not been pushed out of this round just yet, but SirenSnails prevent. Could have been a bad cap. Now they're in a bit of a bind here. Valdi has the angle, takes some shots down on the Mystery, can't connect. But they have them suppressed. Valdi in the meanwhile, excuse me, Moko in the meanwhile, the substitute that has come in for LatinForce. Gonna be coming in through the stairs.
Ok, voy a intentar bajarme.
And again, Valdi doing a great job distracting here at the very least. Mystery with a very tight angle here. Neither can connect through the metal. Oh, that's interesting. Glass being added here. Either way, the push on the tight corner comes through. One picked up. Cammy detonates the C4 in case of even more coming through on the corner, but Value's on the back end, and we are into a 1v1. $225. I don't know what the utility situation is. They're aware of the time as they just checked their clock. Cammy probably in the best spot, but they're investing a lot in the knowledge that no one's going to come from that north stairwell. There's no eyes on that side. Full tunnel vision here into this south entry, and they may realize they are losing coverage up on this side they're on in the north, so they may peek, and that could be a moment that Valde finds a gap in the coverage. But if Cammy just holds this line, it's going to be tough for Valde to push through, again with no utility available. There is the utility deployed. It is a decent distraction. This audio should be picked up, though. Cammy should definitely be hearing these corner peek moves from Valde. Is there a... Take a cap. Take a cap right here. Is the tablet gonna come out? Cammy doesn't have that angle, and I think they realize it as they try to push out. Valde has the kill. With 30 seconds left, LatinForce put one on the board. They do not allow SirenSnails to run away with points scored, which was happening. But a great bounce back there from LatinForce. Pushing through that round. I mean, again, nearly a cap opportunity set up for them, but they couldn't pull it through as fast or in time as SirenSnails did. And we now go to the underground OBJ. One that I think is pretty tough to capture, so I would not expect the cap to be in the cards here for this objective. And if LatinForce just play it tight in the basement, I think there's a real chance here for a success. There's only 3 entryways you can come through. It does take a good bit of coordination to pull off a good solid entry into the basement of that objective, so Kupo squads throw up there. Seems like these new glass partitions played a big role in shots being exchanged. Mystery not being able to connect through the center definitely cuts off a big line of sight that you can shoot through. Back into the action we go, though. Map number 2, round number 3. LatinForce on defense, trying to hold on to this series, trying to represent their Latin community. Pop back over to that scene for round 3. There we go. Take a look at the SirenSnails attack. Does seem to be a heavy basement push.
Tommy, I got you back.
Oh, and shots connecting onto blue there. Right out the gate, the aggressive push forward. Oh, that was actually team shots. Allegory shooting his own teammate. Interesting. Okay, I'm pulling out a C4 detonation there. Doesn't go down. Baiting out the detonation, excuse me. And meanwhile, geez, all the lasers trained in to the entryway. Moko tucked tight into the corner, waiting for the push out. No C4 on the walls. Oftentimes, teams will throw nades at the doorway to detonate any C4. I'm not in the future, I swear. Good solid play, though. That nade wouldn't have detonated a C4 outside, though, and so I wonder if we'll see another. Just a flash. Yep. Completely flash. Moko blind firing through the doorway gets 2. That'll do just fine. Now the smoke's coming through. Siren having some control now of this small part of the basement. While we do want to keep our eyes on these two, we also have to keep an eye on Allegory trying to come in through the top. Valde is up here. Those shots connect. Now off to the duo as another one gets cold down just over the corner of the smoke.
I'm down. Never mind, never mind.
E. Hansen calling out their down.
Wait, I'm still down. He didn't get me, but he's still alive.
Mystery right on the corner there, and Mick considering getting aggressive. That's a big mistake. A good pickup from Mystery, and now if they can get the res, gonna be a nice swing. Hansen comes up. Those shots don't come through from place. Into a 2v3 now. Oh my gosh. The back and forth. Mystery confirming Mick there. Finally, Hansen finds their target. Allows them to push this whole lane forward now, and it's gonna come down to the 2 on objective. Valde and Marin. SirenSnails looking to snag this Marsoc round. The last hurrah, if you will, the last push. Definitely going to be a tough one. Oh, Martin goes down, and Mystery with the double. The point shooter for SirenSnails finds another pair of kills and grabs SirenSnails a 3-1 lead for map number 2 here. A very good performance from Mystery all throughout the series, really. 4-1 now on map 2, and if you remember from map 1, they were also super aggressive on Shipyard, finding a bunch of double and triple kills at the start of rounds. So a super solid, like I said, performance from them, and SirenSnails up 3-1, very much deservedly so. LatinForce are battling every way, tooth and nail. They're not making any of these rounds easy for SirenSnails. I mean, a 2-2 there at the end, a good solid hold, exactly what you'd expect, but the kills just coming through for Mystery, and it's all a learning experience, especially at the start of the season. So regardless of really the outcome here, I do anticipate LatinForce to learn a lot from this game. SirenSnails certainly to learn a lot, and see both of these teams continuing to improve and climb the VRML ladder. The ever-growing ladder. If you do want to join, you can do !VRML. I'll give you a link to the Discord. And if you do want to get all of that social media followage, head on over to VRML.com. Click on all of the links. Follow the Twitter. Follow the Facebook page. Go subscribe to the YouTube.
We can't cap. We're on Volt, dumbass.
Get it all. Similar style of push here. 3 to the basement. A little bit faster, though, as Valde comes flying the corner. Cammy catches an early pick. And I do not believe LatinForce are going to continue to test that. Oh, no, another goes down as OKM getting aggressive, pushing up through the center. They're going to continue this push and try and attack from the backside of the stairs. And they are playing this fast. Utility flashes coming through. No one's seemingly aware that this is an enemy threat. I think they were going to go for the knife there, but Moko started to turn around. FJ now got to be a little bit confused as to the whereabouts of the enemy and what has happened to their team. It is just FJ and Mick in a 2v5 for what is series point here. We obviously do, well, not obviously, but we do play out the third map. Total rounds won in a series matters. And so LatinForce will be able to pick a third map and get a chance to potentially redeem themselves there and get a map W. What that will do for them is lighten the damage to their MMR. If you lose a series, you go down in rank. If you win a series, you go up in rank. And again, this glass, man, really throwing a wrench. And the plays, you can shoot through one layer, but not two. Mick catches OKM out. Anyway, the more rounds you win by, the more you go up in rank. The more rounds you lose by, the more you go down in rank. And so right now, LatinForce on the hunt for rounds. Obviously not giving up just yet. 2v4 now. Again, gonna have to keep our attention split. I wonder what Marin's plan is gonna be to deal with Cammy. That's actually what is Cammy gonna do to deal with Marin. Nice C4 placement. And Mick goes down to a peek from Mystery. Finds the final kill. Has to get involved in the action. Your kill feed of the round. OKM 8 and 3 there. Off of that one. But SirenSnails locking in map number 2, 4-1. And again, a great performance from SirenSnails so far. A team that has cultivated as a team over the course of Season 11, rebranded here for Season 12, added on some new members, and is playing great here today. I love to see all these new teams joining. I love to see the teamwork, the coordination, and again, you know, just talking with SirenSnails, they use Morse code in order to make sure they're communicating with Mystery, and so it's really cool the systems they have set up, and they're certainly putting in the work to get the W here. Not to say that LatinForce haven't, but that first week always does show you what teams have really been putting in a lot of effort into the off season and trying to jump up a tier when they pop into Season 12. A brief hydration break for myself as we get ready for map number 3, which, as you can see, is going to be quarantine. And while we wait, a quick shout out to all of our sponsors: VR Cover, ProTube VR, VRML, and one of our newer additions, Border Foods. They are one of the largest Taco Bell franchises in the Midwest. If you're interested in working for a fantastic franchise that provides fair working wages and scholarship opportunities with flexible scheduling so you can still play in the VRML, check out !Border Foods in chat. That'll give you a link to borderfoods.com/VRML, where you can find all of the information you need about Border Foods and what the partnership means for VRML. It is really cool that we are able to secure this sort of partnership. It's our first one outside of the VR space, and hopefully the first of many. It really does matter how much we engage with the sponsorship, with the link, and so please go check it out. Maybe you'll find a job if you are looking, and shout out to Border Foods. Back into the action we go, though. Round number 1 of map 3. We always play out all 3 maps because the rounds matter, and so that is why we are here, even though SirenSnails have technically secured the series. Oops, and I have the team swapped. I don't think SirenSnails have learned Spanish. This is LatinForce's map pick, so. Take a look at the setup here, and it is a bit of an interesting one. Unfortunately, the overhead isn't going to give us any information. We're really just going to have to rely on our cams as we do pop over to the north side of the map. OKM challenging the lights of Moko. Oh, and almost catching Moko out, who continued to push around to that north side. I think they're just going to go for the cross. They make it past the bullets. Now OKM going to try and catch them through the hole in the wall. Both going to be ready. No, they're not. OKM comes flying through. Finds that kill. Back over to the rest of the team. More focused in through the south and center. Can't use the minimap to locate, so apologies for the spin. We find place way in the south, and that's the full force of the team. All 4 lined up through the middle. No real north presence. I wonder if place is going to try and work their way up to the roof. That's going to be tough, as Cammy has a line of sight. It's actually going to drop back after taking those shots. They don't stick around.
Hospital.
Actually, speaking of a north attacker, we're gonna have to look at the defense here as OKM is swinging way around in the north. Walks right past Mick. What is the plan here for OKM? They are investing heavily in this flank. It could pay off. It could find several kills here. But so far, they have not run into anyone. Valde goes unscathed there. Okay, I'm actually even using a scar. Picked it up from an enemy to try and really camouflage themselves if they do shoot. This could bite them. Place has that rooftop position. That's their connect. And I'm sure confusion goes through the LatinForce team as they check tablets. Don't see a mark back there, but here, a friendly gun. Like FJ is a little bit aware. Mick not peeking up over the roof just yet. Neither is Place. It doesn't seem like they're focusing much on that flanker. Most of this attention seems to be drawn towards the push. As I say that, OKM is going to continue their flank. Finds the head of FJ. That's two. Now Place and Nick have the opportunity to take out OKM. Is rotating through the middle of the street here. Finally, Mick finds the kill. Oh my gosh, and Mystery can't see Place because of the stoplight there. Sounds like Mick confirming the kill. Place going to use this time to push forward. 50 seconds left. Time again, an element for this LatinForce offense. Be one of the hardest things to manage in this game. You just see teams do it so well. Mystery finds Mick trying to push forward. As it's now all up to Place, who has gone to the second floor there. And 10 seconds. Yeah, LatinForce going to run into time, although it would have been certainly quite the challenge to push through here. As that clock ticks down, Siren lock in a lead for map number 3. I think they've had a lead every map so far. Definitely hard to work against as a squad when you are constantly trying to come back, and so momentum definitely here into the hands of SirenSnails. Obviously, after a series win, they're feeling good. A lot looser in this third round. You can see, you know, that huge investment in a flank from OKM. Not something you do if it is a best-of-3 map, because it's a risk to go so far away from that objective. To be a potential solo defender not near the OBJ is a nightmare for defense, and so the flank does pay off, but a risky one that you can only really take when you have that comfort. And to that end, the LatinForce almost have to be ready for plays like that because of where they're at here in this third map. series decided already. You have to almost be ready for a little bit of extra aggression to come through. But at the end of the day, the flank really did do a lot of work. 3 kills for OKM. Looking at the kill feed there. It could have been more. Not sure where that 5th kill is, but I think it bugs sometimes on downs. Either way, a solid start for SirenSnails. Only 1 kill there for Mystery, who has been their standout shooter in several rounds. Although OKM definitely also has found a lot of kills. Bit of a false start there, a technical issue on the start of the round, but should be into round number 2 and map 3 shortly. Quick time for stretching, everybody. Stay loose and limber throughout the course of these 3 map series. There's a lot of Onward action, and if you want more, go follow twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague. That's where we will have the re-debut of Sleepy tomorrow at 12 p.m. PST with a good solid gold matchup. Let me look up what teams are on the games tomorrow. Right here. Is going to be the Leftovers versus Devil's Brigade. That's 6 p.m. PST tomorrow. And then Silent Purge versus Beginners on Sunday. I'll be joined by the Sky Joker. And that's at 12 p.m. PST. Both of those matchups will be on twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague. So again, be sure to go follow that channel. Also, if you follow the YouTube, Facebook, or have downloaded venues on your Oculus Quest, you can check out what is now Horizon Venues. A new brand name for the Venues app. And so you'll be hearing us call venues Horizon Venues from here on out. Part of the new branding of venues for what has been the change to Meta. And inevitably the constant discussion of, is it Meta, 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 you know? But either way, pretty cool that we are still going to be broadcasting games and venues for Season 12. Happy to have that feature for several seasons now. Really cool app. If you haven't checked it out, check out Venues, Horizon Venues on your Oculus or Quest 2. It is not available on PC. Hopefully one day that will be the case. But it's a really cool way to watch games in a big theater with a bunch of other people. And there are definitely some dedicated venues enjoyers that prefer to watch the games in venues over anywhere else. Does seem like we may be into a tech timeout here. And that is the case. So we are going to cut into a, could be 10-minute, 15-minute timeout. Seems like there's some technical issues with headsets over on the SirenSnails end of things. And so we will cut to a brief intermission. As again, I gotta preserve this voice for the games tomorrow. Which again, are, as a reminder, are on twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague and are starting at 6 p.m. PST Saturday, 12 p.m. PST Sunday. That should be the regular scheduling as well for every weekend for those venue showcases. So put it down on your calendar. Tune in tomorrow night for another Saturday night bit of action. But until then, I'm going to cut to a brief intermission, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the full 15 minutes. It's probably only going to be about 5. And we'll be right back with the conclusion of LatinForce versus SirenSnails Until then, don't go anywhere. More VRML action coming at you. Wasn't even 2 minutes of a timeout. Both squads back in lobby, ready to go. Should be kicking off round number 2 any second. Appreciate you all hanging around, though. Big shout out to everyone that has been chilling in Twitch chat today. If you are new, please hit that follow button, because like I've been saying, we do have games over on that other channel, twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague, but we also obviously have games almost daily here on twitch.tv/Onward_VRML. There is multiple channels in the case that we have multiple games live at the same time, and so be sure to follow VRMLs 2 and 3 as well. But yeah, a lot of spaces to catch your VRML action. Be sure to be following all of them so you know when they're going live. Follow the Twitter so you can get notifications about upcoming content, upcoming prize changes, all of that. Probably going to be a update to the prize pool pretty dang soon here. If I had anything to say about it, I would think next week. So keep your eyes peeled there. Again, follow the social media so you can be keyed in and
One went left towards gas
enjoy
station.
the action when it starts. Like right now, as Cammy tries to catch one on the cross, but can't. A quick push, though, from Siren, not wasting any time off this timeout. OKM charging forward into hospital.
Hands going stock.
They go deep there in the backside, and I don't think OKM has the line of sight. Yeah, Mako tucked behind those crates, just barely.
No sé qué pasó, pero ya nos chingaron uno. Derecha está descubierta y ya viene uno.
If OKM gets control of the roof, it is going to be a good position. Identified all sorts of things. Oh no, a team kill comes through there. LatinForce feeling the pressure, and there's the actual kill. OKM catches Moko, considering to go out and res the team kill that they just pulled off, but that forces them out of position, and now they've lost control of the south. All 3 defenders remaining up onto the north side here. Mick and Valde are holding objectives still, but some good smoke placement definitely could lead to a potential cap here for SirenSnails. FJ being down is a big impact on this defense, especially again in that south side.
Friendly's moving across that, yes.
And the full south push coming through. FJ should be able to communicate. I don't hear anything from them, though, and Mystery continues their push forward. Valde goes down. A nice kill there from Mick. Catches one. Mystery keyed in. Oh, there's a cap coming through. E. Hansen's on objective. Pablet out. Everyone's suppressing here. The flash comes out to try and blind Hansen, and it does not. The code gets punched in. SirenSnails with another cap in the series push up their lead here in map 3 to 3-0. They're looking to snag the entire series, and again, I think I might have jinxed it at the start when I said we could be in for a tight back and forth, not a 12-1. Technically, I was wrong, but we could very well have a 12-2 here if SirenSnails can take this next defensive round. We shift off of those 2 rounds to now a center objective, and so SirenSnails keep playing the way they are playing. It is going to be another W in their hands. All 3 maps tucked away, and a great start to their season with the rebrand, exactly what they're looking for. And I don't think they'll have MMR just yet, so first game like this is definitely the way to start things off. This puts them in a space that is going to make it difficult for them in weeks 2 and 3. You know, they should be getting some good matchups off of a strong win like this in their 2nd and 3rd weeks of the season. And so, if anything, SirenSnails really got to do their homework, look back at the footage, try and figure out how they can improve so that then they come up against tougher opponents, they will continue to be ready. But so far, they're definitely looking ready for Season 12. An opportunity for a lot of teams to potentially climb a lot higher in the ladder than they normally could. A lot of teams up in the Master Division not returning this season, and so there's going to be a big shift in who is up there. Obviously, we still have squads like the Beginners and Vikings, which we will be watching duke it out on Sunday afternoon. That's that 12 p.m. game that'll be on Venues and VR Master League on Twitch. But going to be a good week. Truly is. We're getting a little bit of an eyesight into the bronze squads of the season. We've caught some action from silver teams. We've caught some action from diamond. We'll get a little bit of the gold tier in, and then we'll see what a top tier team like Beginners, a previous season champion, looks like up against the likes of Vikings. That'll be a great game Sunday afternoon. And so, kicking off week 1 with a bang. A diverse bang at that. Also, if you are interested, please get involved in the VRML by submitting a application. We should have an update to our careers page that'll make things a bit more clear, but for now, you can find the universal caster / creator application on the website. If you want to be part of the casting team, you can. We do actively recruit throughout the course of the season. I have seen some apps come through already. We'll be taking a look at those this weekend and probably adding some new casters to the roster soon enough. So keep your eyes peeled for some new additions to the casting team. But for now, we go back into the action as we do kick off what could be the final round of the series. If SirenSnails can close it out here with a 4-0W. And I don't imagine LatinForce are going to be too keen on letting that happen. They've managed to get around at least in each map so far.
Avancen, avancen. Uno que estaba por asomarse, pero no le logré matar, pero disparé para que avanzara.
A lot of good communication coming in here. Vale aware of that defender up on the hilltop, tries to take him out, can't quite connect, gets tagged and has to heal, and is now making the cross. OKM, no surprise, the point shooter here. Them and Mystery very aggressive on both defense and offense. One kill comes through. Looking for another, doesn't get tagged there. No flank coming in. Valde on a rotation. OKM tries to find the angle, gets it. In the meanwhile, Mystery, the other aggressor, trying to swing around from the flank. Catches one, looking for Mick now. Finds them. That's two. A team kill to end Mystery's reign. And a trade on the hilltop means we're into a 3v2. Wow, more aggression coming through, this time from E. Hansen. They do push forward, trying to hit the back of Marin here. They very well could find it with Cammy taking out Valde. This could be the final kill to come through. A big flank here from Hansen. And there's the kill. Marin goes down. And SirenSnails lock in round number 4 for a 4-0 map 3 victory. A fantastic performance from them at the end of the day with a total scoreline 12-2. And that's that. Happy to tune into this matchup today. Glad to see SirenSnails coming out the gate here, playing so well. And LatinForce didn't do bad. It came down to a lot of close rounds, and there's a lot to learn from watching back the footage. So definitely anticipate both teams to improve off of this matchup going forward. Looking forward to seeing how SirenSnails deals with their growth in MMR and their improved opponents. And so, well, maybe not improved, but higher rated opponents. So that'll be interesting to watch in the later weeks, the earlier weeks, I suppose, weeks 2 and 3 of the season. And now I think add them to the list. There's a couple of teams that I want to keep my eyes on after watching some matchups here at the start of week 1 for season 12. But like I said, plenty more action to come next this weekend. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. PST. You want to catch that matchup? That is, I just had it. The Leftovers versus Devil's Brigade. Teams that have been also in the league since season 11, but have climbed up that ladder a little bit faster than the likes of SirenSnails or LatinForce. So we'll be seeing what those two squads are bringing to kick off season 12. And then obviously Sunday at 12 p.m. PST, we'll be dropping by to the storied Beginners and Silent Purge. Sorry, not Vikings. Beginners versus Silent Purge. Boss Fight versus Vikings is playing an hour later, but we won't be catching that matchup. But still, Beginners versus Silent Purge, 12 p.m. PST on venues and twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague. That'll be it for me here on the desk. Again, a shout out to everyone tuning in, and a shout out to all of our sponsors: ProTube, VR Cover, Asterion, VRML, and our newest addition, Border Foods. Head on over to borderfoods.com/VRML for more information about that sponsorship. It is a big one for us, and again, hopefully will lead to more, which can lead to more prizes, more things that we can do as a league, and it's all good. That's it for me at the desk. My name has been NightFiree with 2 E's. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you all tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST, because you will all be there. Until next time, stay classy.